Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Easter egg lockboxes. Wargaming keeps adding new ways to get money in the game, but are these worth it? Well, I'll be letting you know everything you're going to want to in today's video. What I will say is make sure you log in today, because you can claim a free bundle, which gives you 3 days of premium, which, as we know, since you can't buy premium with gold anymore, is pretty hard to actually achieve. Gives you some credit boosters, a bunch of boosters, which are really nice, and it gives you a free Easter egg lockbox key, which means you can open one of these and possibly get a tank with a 3% drop chance. If a couple thousand of you watch this, that means that some of you are getting a free tank. So what exactly are these Easter eggs and how do they work? Well, if you look at the drop chances, we can see you're guaranteed to get a spring customization container because it's a 95% drop chance. Spring customization container is going to give you either an avatar or a camo. And that's pretty nice. What are the drop chances of an avatar versus a camo? Looks like the camos are the lower versus the avatar. I always hate when Wargaming does this. I like camos a lot, but as we can see, well, actually, I don't know. I would say there's probably a higher chance of getting an avatar, but at least you can get a camo, some of which are really nice, like Butterfly Effect. This is a really, really sweet camo. So I am a fan of those customization containers. So if Wargaming gives me the opportunity to spend more money on keys on this press account, because I've got so much gold, I will, just because I need camos on this account. You're also guaranteed to get some sort of certificate. As we can see, there's a whole drop list of parts for certificates. We got the Vipera, we have the 116F3, T77, so you get a whole bunch of percentages here. The lowest percent is the 116F3, and you may think, oh darn, the tier 10 is the lowest drop chance. Trust me, that's a good thing. The 116F3 is really mid, and because of that, you don't really want to get the tank. The Lion I do like a lot, but I would not really recommend to get the 116, but we can see that most of them have the same drop chance in tier 8 and 9, so the calculations have been done. And you're going to have to open about $100 worth of these crates to start getting vehicles. Now, if you were able to get, a lot of tanks from this list with $100, that's a pretty good deal, especially because there is an Annihilator one here. So those of you who really want to get your hands on the Annihilator or Smasher, they are in the list. We can also see a better representation of it here. This is the whole list of tanks. You've got the Rammer, Annihilator, Smasher, T-77 Vickers MBT, Caliban, Titan Strife, Elephant, Vipera, Charlemagne, 752, K91 Cobra, Lion, and 116. Somebody can do the math on how much money you'd have to spend to get every tank guaranteed, but it's going to be a lot of money. I'd say that if you want to get your hands on some of these rarer vehicles, maybe the Annihilator or Smasher, you could spend a bit of money, but I wouldn't recommend to go out and spend your entire life savings on these boxes. So we can actually claim this bundle here, and if we go into my store, we can see exactly what we're working with. So we go over to the other tab, here we go. So let's open up 2 of these. Now, what is this? Oh, I see. So the lockbox they gave us, the key is actually a different one. It's a free key versus this one you can exchange for 300 gold. Also, if you have other keys, for example, these lockbox keys cannot open up Easter egg boxes. It has to be specifically an egg spoon key. So let's open this up. Let's see what we get here. Blanc. I like how they didn't even animate an Easter egg. Well, we got 10 parts for the T77 and a spring customization container. Let's open up one more. And we get 20 parts for the T77. So this is what you should be looking at, right? Now, I kind of got lucky that I got 2 of the same thing, but essentially, you're going to expect to get parts for whatever tank it is. I have 30 parts for the T77, so if I opened up, 100 of those boxes, there's a decent chance that I might get my hands on the T77. Just like any other lockbox key, you actually have to play the game to get your hands on them. And the problem is, there's not a guaranteed chance you're going to get a lockbox. It's probably like, I don't know, a 20% chance each time you play the game, which is really, really lame. I don't know if it's affected by defeats or victories. It might be. It might only be if you win as well. But point being, what Wargaming does here is they force you to play the game so that you then spend money on lockboxes. I think it's a little dumb, obviously. Like, you can't even buy the eggs. You have to play the game to then get eggs. So if you spend $100 on that 60 egg bundle, that means that in total, you are actually going to be having to play this game for like at least 100 games plus to get those, eggs that you need. That's ridiculous. And it's why I don't really recommend to focus on putting your money into these that much. So let's move up over here. Got the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. And trying to get behind this player. Oh, there you go. We got the 907. There's one nice shot. There's two nice shots. We do back in the cover. Alright, not bad. We bled that 907 a very substantial chunk of their health. Obviously, they tried to play over-aggressive, and it didn't work all too well for them. Now we have this Caro, who looks like he's going to try and YOLO me, but at the end of the day, I have a faster intra-clip than you, so I can get one, I can get two out, and then our T100 is going to go in and help me here. Yep, how's this working out for you, Caro? Well, evidently not very well. The T100s are going to take out the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, so I'm going to ignore that. And that leaves us with the 907 in the back over here, who we're going to drive up for. Get one shell into, and two shells. There you go. I always find it surprising that people, struggle so much in the Marat, because at least to me, this tank's very fun. Double shot mechanic is super dangerous. Tank's got good gun depression, decent mobility. In general, it's a very fun tank to drive. So, let's move over here, and there's the Yo. Bonk, 397. Aw, imagine if that second one had hit. Not bad, though. 397 is still a pretty big juicer off of that player. We're going to reload again here, and I don't know where the 60 TP is going and which way it's facing, but we're going to reload ourselves. There you go, 338, and boom. Wow, that 60 actually managed to hit that at that angle. That's pretty impressive. Oh well. I mean, I'm not too worried because we can just drive away. Let's just pretend we're going to go this way. And I don't really have support, which is a problem. Let's be real. Like, not having support is a serious problem. But I've help from the T100, so if that T100 LT decides to push the 60 TP, I'm going to push this way and use that distraction as the perfect time to get one shell into the E6, two shells into the E6, back into cover, and the E6 is going to rush for the T100. Okay, I'm just going to drive on past you, and our T100 actually looks like he's going to kill the 60. Nice. That was a pretty good game, wasn't it? It was surprisingly good. Sometimes your teams just absolutely suck, but no, that was one of those games where the team was okay. Let's take a look at the post-game results and see if we got our hands on an egg box. I doubt it, but we'll see. Oh, items received 1 pieces. Did we get an egg? And there you go. So as you can see, you get these eggs by playing the game. And then, you have to spend money, 3,000 gold just for 3 of these egg keys, so that you can go back here, open up one of these boxes, get 20 parts for a different tank, and then another useless thing. I would not recommend to do this. I really wouldn't. Like, if you're a player that wants to spam 500 battles so that you can get like 100 of these eggs, and then spend $100 so that you can possibly get a tank like the Rammer or, the Annihilator, the Smasher, I guess it is a way to do it, but realistically, I think this is not the best interest, and I would just recommend to save your gold for something more important, or your money for something more important than random chance gambling. But what do I know? Either way, you can let me know your personal feelings, comments, and opinions down below. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.